You have made it to part 3, and that means something. It means you are done accepting relationships where you feel invisible, done giving everything and receiving nothing, done loving people with everything you have, and still feeling like it is not enough. In part 1, you learned what the 5 love languages are. In part 2, you saw exactly how the conflicts between them silently destroy relationships. Today is different. Today is the part where everything actually changes, because understanding the problem is only half the work. The other half is knowing what to do about it. And that is exactly what Gary Chapman spent 30 years figuring out. Stay with me until the end, because what I am about to share is going to change the way you love people forever. If you have been here since part 1, hit that like button right now. You have earned it, and stay until the very end, because the last thing I am going to tell you is the most important thing in this entire series. Gary Chapman's core message is this: every person has a primary love language, one language that fills them more than any other, one language that makes them feel truly seen, truly loved, truly safe. And most people spend their entire lives never knowing what theirs is, never knowing what the people they love need, never having this conversation. So today, I am giving you the exact method Chapman developed. Step 1, discover your own love language. Step 2, discover the love language of the people you love. Step 3, start speaking it consistently, even when it does not come naturally. Let's go. The first step is always the hardest, because most people have never asked themselves this question honestly. How do I actually feel loved? Not how do I think I should feel loved? Not what sounds noble or selfless. What actually fills me? Chapman gives 3 ways to figure this out. The first way, look at what you complain about most. If you constantly say things like, "You never tell me you appreciate me," your primary language is probably words of affirmation. If you say, "We never spend real time together," your language is probably quality time. Your complaints reveal your needs. The second way, look at what you request most. What do you find yourself asking for again and again? Do you ask for help around the house? Acts of service? Do you ask for hugs and physical closeness? Physical touch? Your requests reveal your language. The third way, look at how you naturally express love to others. We tend to give what we most want to receive. If you are always doing things for people, your language is probably acts of service. If you are always telling people how much they mean to you, your language is probably words of affirmation. Your natural giving style reveals your language. The second step requires something most people are not good at: paying attention, because the people you love are already telling you their language. Every single day, you just have not learned to listen for it yet. Watch what they complain about. If they say you never help me with anything, their language is acts of service. If they say you are always on your phone when we are together, their language is quality time. If they say you never touch me anymore, their language is physical touch. Watch what they request. The things people ask for again and again are the things their love tank is running low on. Watch how they express love to you. If they are always buying you small things, their language is gifts. If they are always doing things for you without being asked, their language is acts of service. And if you are still not sure, ask them directly, what makes you feel most loved? What do I do that means the most to you? What do you need more of from me? This conversation alone has saved more relationships than any other single thing Chapman discovered. We are almost there, and what is coming next is the part that Chapman says most people skip. And it is the reason why even people who learn about love languages still end up feeling unloved. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and stay until the end. And here is where most people stop. They learn their love language. They learn the love language of their partner. They feel understood for the first time, and then nothing changes. Because learning a new language is uncomfortable. If your natural language is acts of service, and your partner needs words of affirmation, saying "I love you" out loud might feel strange, vulnerable, unnatural. If your language is quality time, and your partner needs physical touch, initiating physical closeness might not come instinctively, and so people go back to loving the way that feels natural to them, the way that fills them, not the way that fills the other person. Chapman calls this the challenge of stretching, and he says this clearly. Love is a choice, not just a feeling. The feeling of love comes and goes, but the choice to love someone in the way they actually need, that is what builds a lasting relationship. The most important thing Chapman ever said. And here is the part I promised you. The most important thing in this entire series. Chapman discovered something after 30 years of counseling. The couples who transformed their relationships were not the ones who loved each other the most. They were the ones who were willing to be uncomfortable, willing to speak a language that did not come naturally, willing to ask the uncomfortable question, willing to have the conversation they had been avoiding. Because real love is not about finding someone who speaks your language perfectly. Real love is about choosing every single day to learn theirs, even when it is hard, even when it does not come naturally, even when you have to stretch beyond what feels comfortable. That is what Chapman calls keeping the love tank full. And a full love tank changes everything. How people argue, how people forgive, how people show up for each other, how people feel about themselves inside the relationship. A full love tank is the foundation of everything. Here is everything you need to take away from this series. Every person has a primary love language. Most people spend their lives speaking their own language to others. The result is two people who love each other, both feeling completely unloved. To change this, learn your own language. Learn the language of the people you love and choose to speak it every day, even when it is not natural. This is not complicated, but it requires something most people are not willing to give: attention, intention, and the willingness to prioritize someone else's needs, even when your own feel more urgent. That is love, not the feeling, the choice. And the most powerful thing you can do starting today is have this conversation with someone you love. Ask them, what makes you feel most loved? And then listen, really listen, because that conversation might be the most important one you ever have. If this series changed something for you, leave a like on all 3 videos. Tell me in the comments, what is your love language? And did this series change how you see your relationships? Subscribe for more. Thank you for being here for all 3 parts. See you in the next one.